Hello, it's my pleasure to host a fireside chat with Olivier Jolet, who is the Managing Director for Europe at Pluto TV. As many of you know, Pluto was recently acquired by Viacom CBS and it's growing steadily outside of the US, which is the region we're going to focus on today. Hello, Olivier, welcome and thank you for being involved. I think a great place to start is to explain what your primary focus is at the moment for the European market, and if you can support that with your sort of latest viewership numbers and what the target is in a few years' time, I think that would be awesome.
Yes, that's a pleasure to be part of this fireside chat. But before jumping on the European topic, I would love to go a little bit back in the history of Pluto TV and tell the audience where we are coming from. Pluto TV has been launched 6 years ago in the US, founded by Tom Wren, who is our current CEO, and Ilya Pozin. And at the time when we launched Pluto TV, we launched that on April Fool's Day 2014, and I think a lot of people thought we were fools because we launched a linear product in the age of on-demand and a free product in the age of subscription. And if you remember well, like a few years ago, nobody was talking about AVOD. Everybody was talking about AVOD being the future of TV. The ad supporting model being like the latest thing that you should focus on. People would pay for getting rid of ads. That actually what everybody was seeing and foreseeing in the industry. But actually, SVOD has been becoming incredibly popular, but it's not the only game in town. And what we believe at the time is that well-curated linear channel would be super appealing in a time where the TV consumption is moving to the internet. And there's a couple of things we should not forget is that people are creators of habits. They don't want to look for an hour to get entertained. So building like a lean back product such as Pluto TV, taking inspiration obviously from what TV has been doing well for years, that was really the whole idea. And obviously the other point was creating a free product in a time, and especially now where you have more and more subscription services, was very important. And I think fast forward to today, I think the vision was right, because Pluto TV is the largest free streaming television service in the world. We live in the US with since 6 years with 24 million monthly active users with 250 channels. And we recently launched, we launched in Europe at the end of 2018 as an MVP in UK and in Germany, in the German-speaking territories. And we recently launched in Latin America in 17 countries 2 months ago. Focusing on Europe, I think I'm really proud of the development. We recently reached, on Monday, the 100 channels mark in the UK. So our users in the UK can really enjoy 100 of linear channels curated by the Pluto TV team. And we're making also a huge progress in Germany, where we already have 75 channels live. But we won't stop our expansion there. We're planning to go in new territories in the next 12 months, especially in Spain, France, and Italy are territories that we are exploring. So a lot of things going on at Pluto. And I think we have a unique positioning in the market, and I think I'm glad to speak more about that now with you, Justin.
Well, you make some very good points there about AVOD, SVOD, and your unique positioning in the market, because a lot of these super aggregated sort of online pay TV platforms have all got different models, and I just want to sort of dig into yours a little bit, because it's a free service, it's entirely ad funded. Now, how does it work when you bring channels and broadcasters onto your platform? Do you sell inventory sort of on their behalf, or just broadcast what appears on their linear stream, and then further down the line perhaps help them monetize their content through your programmatic deals and make money that way?
That's a great question. I think what is very important to understand in the Pluto TV model is that we're not digitalizing the existing TV landscape, but we are creating a new one. So which means that most of the channels that you see on the Pluto TV platform are channels that our team have been creating. And we are working with more than 200 different licensing partners, aggregating a lot of content, curating that in a unique way. So our channels are actually our originals, if you ask me. So they're unique and they serve like a specific niche. Nevertheless, we also we work with big broadcaster. We have deal with a lot of those broadcasters across the world, providing content that we curate in a different way. And obviously we are also monetizing this inventory by ourselves. So the ecosystem that we've been creating is the Pluto TV ecosystem, and we are taking care of the monetization either via our direct sales or via programmatic partners.
Mm-hmm. So just to get this clear, so you don't sort of restream, if you like, or expand sort of viewership for existing traditional free-to-air channels. That's not on the roadmap.
That's correct. I mean, there is a few exceptions, especially on the news front. News is a big category, and you can't create a news channels from scratch. There is a different expertise needed. So we have some of the news channels live in the US, especially. And in the specific case, we also do like dynamic ad insertion, so replacing the traditional ad breaks by digital ad breaks, increasing obviously the reach of those channels, but also allowing the channels to get new monetization channels via the dynamic ad insertion.
And I guess for those broadcasters, the appeal of your platform is to reach new audiences who are engaged with your platform.
Correct. I mean, obviously, we're kind of in the middle between the TV consumption and the pure digital consumption, because we're a digital product with a kind of TV feeling and a TV approach. So we're actually matching the gap between this pure digital audience and the TV audience. So obviously, for advertisers and for broadcaster, a very appealing platform. But not only to extend reach, also for cross-promotional activities. You know, obviously we're working now that we belong to Viacom CBS a lot with our colleague at Viacom CBS to leverage the IPs that are in the group, brands such as MTV, Comedy Central. You can find them on Pluto TV, but in a different way. And as an example, we launched like a Comedy Central made in Germany, in Germany, which is a channel dedicated to German humor. We launched MTV Dating, a new channel dedicated to all the dating shows from the Viacom CBS home. So that is more the approach that we're taking in the market.
Yeah, so you're going to some of the traditional platforms as well and trying to launch new channels for your platform that sort of marry the audience that you have and the appetite that you've got from your audience. I take it that's the play, because you want to own the inventory ideally, so you can sell advertising against it. Is that pretty much the model?
That's a good summary, yes.
Okay, so tell me, what makes Pluto such an attractive proposition for advertisers?
I think, if you go back a little bit again in the history, there's two major trends which are like massive in the last 5 years. The first one is that the TV ratings are declining. That's a fact. TV audience is also getting older. The younger are spending less time on TV than they used to be, and they spend way more time on digital. So that's the point number one. The point number two is that SVOD has become incredibly successful, and SVOD is an ad-free product. So obviously, Pluto TV is a great opportunity for advertisers to spend money on more what I call those traditional TV budgets switching to digital. And the quality of the TV inventory is remarkable, and for different reasons. The first one is that most of the usage is taking place in the living room. So living room means you're like TV. So it's non-skippable ads, it's full screen ads, it's kind of traditional ad breaks, but you have the power of digital. You are measurable, you're targetable, you have a brand safe environment, and you're premium. And the completion rate, the view-through rate is measurable and is very, very high on Pluto TV. So all of that together is bringing like an amazing power to the advertisers, which can extend either their TV budget to a new audience, or extend digital budget to a more TV-like audience.
Yeah, when you just pick you up on this, when you say TV audience is declining, you obviously mean in a linear environment, because
correct.
Linear with demand and OTT, it's probably stable if not growing. So
correct.
make sure that's what you meant there.
No, that's exactly that, and I think we're with Pluto we're able to reach like a what I call a hard to reach audience, and that's probably what is was good. We know who is watching, which is also very important. Data is key now in our business. And that's also something which changed like a lot the way you do ads, and you can still run like a big brand awareness campaign on Pluto TV, but on top, in the comparison to TV, you will have all the data needed to measure your campaign.
You might be seen as more of a competitor to YouTube or digital video environments than actually traditional TV.
I think, as mentioned in my introduction, we see Pluto as a complementary product. I think YouTube is I mean, it's still like more a search engine than a TV platform. People are more using YouTube as a lean forward with a lean forward approach than a lean back. And Pluto is all about lean back. We want the users to switch it on, lean back and spend hours and hours watching, zapping, and that's exactly what the reason why we build like a pretty simple but efficient product, which looks like a traditional TV guide with obviously the features that you need to put in place in a digital environment.
Yeah, there's a lot of researchers out there that claim that the lean back environment is much better for advertisers and for brands for some of the campaigns that you spoke of there. So to move on, you're also you work with pay TV partners as well. So what role do you think you serve for the pay TV communities? Where do you fit in with their sort of their overall sort of distribution strategy?
Well, I think that's as mentioned. I don't see that. I don't think that Pluto is a competitor in a way. We are actually the goal of all the pay TV. They're most of them are now set up box and they need to entertain the users. A lot of them want to create like what we call an entertainment hub, having a place to go where you watch all your content, whether it's an SVOD platform or your traditional networks. And Pluto fits very well in that place. We want to entertain the users. We want to engage with the users. And some of them may be pay TV users. So I think there is one point which is really important. The users, the pay TV users, when they watch Pluto on the setup box, they're happy and they stay on the box. And we also offer a lot of cross-promotional aspect or even a funnel to a subscription service. You know, when Pluto TV was acquired, I mean, Bob Beckich talked a lot about that, the CEO of Viacom CBS, saying that Pluto TV should not be seen as a single platform, but also as a great way to funnel to paid services. So I think there is a lot of opportunities and a lot of partnership which are thinkable with pay TV providers across the globe.
Yeah, you touched on that a little bit. I'm wondering whether your sort of relationships and business dealings with other pay TV operators and broadcasters, I wonder if they've been impacted at all since you've been acquired by Viacom CBS, just because you're in the frenemy space now.
I would not say that. I mean, it's the acquisition of Viacom CBS has been like an amazing move for Pluto TV, opening a lot of new doors. And I think both on the content side, but also on the distribution or ad sales side, you know, having the back of such a powerhouse is the best thing you can have in this in the streaming world.
Okay, so looking at sort of a little bit more sort of future gazing here, you've got I want to sort of look at your relationships with connected TV platforms, because you offer a very, like you say, a lean back linear like TV service. So do you think this is like the future of free to air, you know, connecting via an app on a connected device or a TV and then watching a live stream effectively?
Well, I think there is a part of truth there. I mean, we're strong. We believe TV has a brilliant feature. On the other side, you know, what is the difference between streaming a channel and receiving from somewhere else? I mean, the users don't see the difference. And I think at the end, that's what matters, is what is the user experience. So the beauty of all those connected TV is that you are actually mixing the borders between traditional TV and digital or streaming TV. And we're already working with some manufacturers. We have a very big deal with Samsung on their Samsung TV Plus product, where you can also enjoy some of the Pluto TV channels. And they've been building a really an amazing product for the Samsung users, where you can easily go and click on the guide, and you have like digital channels. So exactly what you are referring to, the border between all those players are changing, are disappearing in a way, and it opens new opportunities for partnership, but also for the users. And I think that's the most important thing. The users, they just want to be entertained, and the easier it is to get entertained, the better it is.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I just think finally, you did mention this at the beginning. There's tons of SVOD services. There's more AVOD services. There's these super aggregated services. What's the fallout? Because not everyone's going to survive. We all know a lot of the SVOD platforms don't make money as well. What's the sort of where are you seeing the future, sort of in like 3 to 5 years' time? What's the fallout? Who's the winners and who are the losers?
Oh man, that's very difficult to foresee the future. I think there is a couple of very interesting market studies showing that in average, users will have 3 to 5 subscription in the future. So it's already, you have way more than 3 to 5 subscription service already in the market. So obviously you have that point. On the AVOD side, being free is a tremendous attractive price, and free with premium content opens a lot of great doors. I think Pluto has a leading advantage with premium content and the support of a powerhouse international media companies such as Viacom, CBS. And the other point, which is I think very important, is that and not everybody is able to move in that direction, is that we gain global scale in a record time. As mentioned, we're now live in 22 countries, and we will move forward with new countries. So we've been proving as well at Pluto that that the model works everywhere where we've been launching. And I think one of the probably on the key strengths that we have, and even if we belong to a giant corporation, we have this agility to move fast, and it's been the case since we created the company.
Okay, well, that's a great place to end it. Olivier, thank you very much for your time today. That was awesome.
Thank you very much, Justin. It was a pleasure, and congrats of hosting such an event. I know it's a tough time for all the event producers, and I think it's great to have the opportunity to have such an event online for the industry.
Thank you, Olivier. That's well said.